Hey Internet, how's it going today? It's a beautiful, very, very warm Sunday, and some of you will be inside cheating the heat, and that's an awesome idea. It's really, really warm out. So, a lot of people use the word Epicureanism or Epicurial to describe food-related things. People who cook or make snacks or like to cook for their family, that sort of thing, are often called Epicurial. Well, this word Epicurial or Epicureanism has a root in an actual human being called Epicurus. And Epicurus was fascinated by what makes us happy. He was very, very interested in what makes us happy. And so he took a couple of followers, it was a group of 5 or 8 people, and he said they were going to go out into the wilderness and they were going to make a little house where they could all stay, and they were going to have a little outdoor kitchen and a garden and some livestock, goats and chickens and that sort of thing. And everybody was going to have a role in this little community. A person would cook for a while, and another person would be in the garden for a while, another person would be in charge of the livestock, and then every couple of weeks they would switch it up. And of course, Epicurus, who was an extremely scientific philosopher, was monitoring the levels of joy. What things made a person happy? Which chores did a person delight in doing? Which chores did a person hate doing? He was very interested in figuring out what it was that made sense. And so, as a philosopher and a kind of social scientist, he decided that people had a tendency to gravitate towards the things that they wanted to do, even though they didn't realize they wanted to do those things. So the person who had kind of a gift or a talent with feeding the goats or taking care of the sheep or feeding the chickens, that made them happy. That gave them a little bit of joy. Not silly happy or goofy happy, but truly happy, like rewarded by the activity. And certain people had a tendency to gravitate towards the kitchen if they liked to cook, or towards the garden if they liked to grow things, if they had a green thumb. Epicurus was fascinated with this idea of what makes us happy. And he believed that if people could do what made them happy, their sense of fulfillment and their sense of purpose would be magnified 1,000 times. And so what we've seen in the first couple years of the 21st century here is I think a regression, a positive regression, back from cookie cutter kind of products and that sort of thing to this wonderful, let's make it ourselves and sell it to the community. And we've got a brewery that's only been open just a little over a year here in town, and Joel and Andy, who are the guys that opened the brewery, they give back to the community. They have this really cool arrangement where they make beer and people drink the beer, but there's much, much more to it than that. And both of them are doing this. This is their dream. They love it. It makes them happy. They gravitated towards it. And they followed their dreams. There's other things like, people who make bow and arrows out of PVC in their backyard, do YouTube videos about it, or, these sort of homemade ironsmiths and potters and that sort of thing. People who do something that makes them happy and that can have a positive effect on the society that they live in and the community that they live in is a really, really big thing. That's what Epicureanism is. Epicureanism is a lifestyle where you produce something that makes your family or your local neighbors or your community happy. It makes them better. It gives them something that they didn't have before. Now, Epicurus was a scientist as well. The reason that he had people kind of change roles is because he wanted to make sure that there was a case for people who just couldn't figure out whatever it was that made them happy. And that was kind of an interesting social experiment. When we say commune or we say community or something like that, it has a negative association with communism or hippies. This wasn't that. This was an actual social experiment. Epicurus saw what the norm was, and then he challenged the norm by creating a kind of paradigm where what it was that he wanted to see happen. And I think that's a very important philosophical lesson too. Okay, guys, I hope that you're having a wonderful day. Please be sure to like and subscribe if you like these philosophy videos. And remember, think first. Your brain is a big organ. Bye.